Bra-ish, is that what I should be calling you?
Yeah, I know, yeah. You can call me Bra-ish, you can call me Ishmael, you can call me, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, I wrote an intro just to introduce you.
Sure.
For this thing, right? I don't know. You come across as umtu onomoya wobuntu, like a humble person, but that could be a facade. But this is how I described you. But after I've done this, I would like to hear when, if you had the opportunity to introduce yourself, how you'd go about doing it. This is what I wrote. The story of South African hip hop, or Kwaito, cannot be written without a chapter dedicated to this artist. From POC, which I would say is the first commercial hip-hop outfit in the country, to Skeem, with their catchy sing-along Kwaito hits, not forgetting his impact as a solo artist with his smash hit Roba Letheka. There's also that Yizo Yizo soundtrack that showed his diversity, featuring a hip-hop track from him and Amu, one of my favorites, that one. And what about that gospel classic, Avulekile Amasango? As if that was not enough, he came back with Josie and shook up the SA hip-hop scene to inspire and influence the new generation of Mzansi hip-hop. This man is a legend, an icon, a Rodman of note, Ishmael, Ishmiza, as I've just heard, Morabe, sure. And then we'd have an applause. But how would you introduce yourself?
Me, I'm pretty much like a guy that loves music, really. Yeah, I mean, I love music across the board. I don't judge genres. I listen to anything that makes me feel good musically. So I would just introduce myself as a music fan.
Okay.
That's who I am.
See, that humility I was talking about. But I want us to go as far back as possible, as far back as you can remember, as you can recall. And ube free to boa if you want to, but don't get too deep in the boring.
In the boring.
So the only language really I know is isiXhosa and a bit of isiZulu. But I understand here and there. But I try to use the languages there too.
Yeah,
to do what we're doing. So, but let me first quote a song that you sing. That's gonna take us back. I've been listening to a couple of interviews zakho. Abantu seem to remember VaarWasJy. Some seem to remember Roba Letheka. Those two are big. But for me, ingoma that's been playing in my head for the past week, ever since we confirmed that we're doing this interview, was Iskhathi with his Skeem. Let me try to sing it, and I'll tell you why I'm trying to sing it. Tina sidlala madais, tina namakenge sifunu kuvaiba. They say life is what you make it. That is why I'm trying to make it. Trying hard not to fake it. Opportunity comes, I will take it. Impilo inzima.
It reminds me of my mama when she said it ain't gonna be easy.
Situations getting heavy. I try to make some money. That's why. I mean, we are facing hard times. Quoting the song. I mean, it's lockdown. It's COVID. You wrote about hard times. Right, umama, that she used to refer to. Tell us about those hard times and usuka khona.
Yeah. Well, I was born in a village, ne?
Okay.
A village called Fresgewag.
Oh.
Etelareyville, northwest Rustenburg.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where our village life. It was grew up poor. My family, my father was out in my mine. He was working here, still Fontaine, as a stop. So he'd come probably every 3 months or something. But Kulelapo Vele in Klupego was actually, we didn't even see who to be in Klupego because even our neighbor in the village, you know. So it was almost like a norm. So I grew up like that, Vele mina. Yeah, pretty much village boy.
Yeah. This was back in the 70s. 80s?
Yeah. I was born in but I can remember the 80s a little.
Okay.
The 70s. That's when I was born in 71. So
Okay.
the 80s. That's when I get. Yeah.
You look very good for your age. You need to give us the secret yakho. Uzawuclock 50 next year. But according to Choi, I mean your vibe, Nje, and how you've been relating to me ever since I started contacting you. Is it because of your background, okanye is there someone who's had an impact and an influence in your life? Uba ube ngule mntu unguye today.
Not that I was aware of, but I was lucky enough to, because I'm cool, you know. I guess a bit of that, you know, the humbleness. I got it from Gogo, and then the people just that I've been working with have been really nice to me. So we always keep it nice and, you know, and respectful. So yeah, I guess but I can give all the props to Umakul. I think.
Is she still around?
No, she passed away.
Okay. Well, so I remember hearing an interview yako way back. I don't think you'd even remember when. There's a station in the Eastern Cape, ekutiwa True FM now. It used to be called CKI. Sky back in the day.
I didn't even know. I know it.
So the reason why that stood out for me is because there's similarities, I would say, good background here. But I want you to raise it yourself. Umculo udibene phi now?
Umculo ngidibene now when we moved from a Delareyville, Frascavag to Rustenburg.
Okay.
That's when eskoleni manje I would say, secondary school. That's where I got, you know, I think for most kids at that time, that's when they find themselves. Bazithola whether omunye uzohamba yothanda ibhola omunye uthanda, but me, I was drawn to music a lot.
No. According to that interview, it started at church somewhere. Which church did you grow up going to?
Yes, but no, it didn't really start at church. But I used to go to church because my neighbor's father was umfundisi. He was Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
So obviously, I would go to church.
Okay. That's why I wanted to take it there. I'm born a Seventh-day Adventist. And there's something just special, I feel, about umculo wabo. Did you ever sing enkonzweni?
Yeah, no, a little bit. But yeah, okay. I used to sing.
Which songs come to mind when I talk about that?
There was a song we used to sing, deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide, deep. Those kind of vibes. Used to sing that. Maninga manyamaculo, but most of them I really forgot because I haven't been keeping up with my church life.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I would ask you, what is your first musical memory? If you go back, you rewind, and you think of a song that would describe your childhood.
Besides the stuff I listened to on radio, or you mean the stuff that I sang?
No, the stuff you listened to that evoked invoked that passion.
Yeah, I think mina it was stuff no Kaifas no Letambul.
Okay.
Actually, when listening to radio, their stuff used to do a lot for me, and even Stevie Wonder as well. I used to be a big. Actually, I'm still a big fan. But those are the people that actually, when I listen to radio, they grab me. I was like, wow, music is so beautiful.
And which song would you say takes you back to those days?
It's not even just one track, but it could be Marua Pula, Koletambul. It could be As Until the Day.
I love that song.
Always. That it could be also Michael Jackson, about Beat It, about Thriller. You know, I'm around that.
And with your style, were you that type of guy who had those jackets as the zippers during Thriller?
Yeah, I was almost that guy, but I was so broke, man. It was so hard to get that jacket. Besides, even if you had money, but where were you gonna get it? Because I was in the village, but trust me, I was aware of that jacket and I wanted it so badly.
And when you started getting paid, did you ever look for it?
Not much, because nakhona stars akhona bese siyayehla. But even today, if I can know what itholakala kuphi, just to have it, just to say it.
Iconic. And I see you're a man of style, like timeless. Okay, so at high school, you get into music.
Yeah.
take us from high school to when you got your big break in the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, my big break was actually when I joined the Prophets of the City, because those are the people that exposed me to a lot of stage, a lot of performing, a lot of touring. Before Abu Skeem, Abu Josie, Abu Roba Letheka, VaWasJy, before the POC was actually the people that put me on, that set me up to be able to can do those other tracks.
How did that opportunity at POC come about? I remember Never Again. I don't know if that was your first big track, but I remember Freedom. Yesterday we're actually celebrating Mandela Day, but that song was primarily about Mandela. That's the first song I remember seeing of a POC personally, and that's where I first recognized you from. How did that opportunity come about?
POC. Yeah, well, at POC, what happened was there was a club called Razzmatazz. A hill.
Okay.
But then
no, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Bengihlala eUvele yabo. Me and a friend of mine, Junior Tredo Boom Shack.
Sure.
We used to be like an item before Abo Boom Shack, before everything. So we used to go around clubs dancing, performing. So it happened.
Do you have footage from back in the day? Because that could be timeless memorabilia, you know, we could sell for 200,000 rands in 5 years time.
We had like crazy footage videos, but then our car then no balance was stolen. We pete yonke ama camera, everything, all the so salimala kanjalo. But then that's how me and Junior were dancing at this club. And Ramon, the original member of POC, happens to be there. Okay. They saw us dancing, and then
Ramon, is it the tall guy?
Yeah, the dreadlock one.
Okay.
Yeah, the dread guy. Yeah.
Is he a beat boy? You know,
beat boy. Yeah.
Beat boy.
Yeah,
yes.
The B-boy. Okay. He saw us there, and then after that, obviously, we were there dancing, singing, blah blah blah. It was a competition, and then the next week, we met the POC guys at the club. And then they were like, "Yo, guys, don't you want to join us? We need 2 dancers.
Okay.
We have a tour like on Monday or something like that." So we were like, this is an opportunity for us. Thank God it's gonna stop. No more dancing in the clubs, no more kherezing, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how we joined POC.
That journey, those memories, the POC. I believe you toured a lot overseas.
We toured.
How was life? Kwakunjani nje from ukhereza emaklabhini eRazzmatazz to the world stage?
Yeah. Yo, dude, it was such an experience, dog. It was a heavy experience because imagine, because we started touring overseas before we even started touring ESA. You know what I mean? So it was what an experience, dog. I could never take that away for nothing. That was like, yeah.
They say musicians always have interesting stories. There are these guys I like to listen to. Bane podcast, Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy.
Yeah, DJ Envy.
And whenever they call these old guys, I remember there was an interview got D-Dot, who used to be with Bad Boy back in the day. They have so many interesting stories to tell. Tell us one from your travels with the POC. One interesting one.
No, hey, there's a lot of different interesting ones, but I don't know how interesting would they be to another.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the story whereby we're going to Italy, ne? POC trip, Italy, and in a plane in Siadlalapana. You know, back in the day, they used to give you food. The plane in Mos Siadlalapana, whatever, something like pronish, what, something. But see, the rice and the prawn, whatever. It's not a big deal. And then all of a sudden, I started swelling up and I couldn't breathe.
Allergy.
Yeah. Allergy. I was going nuts. Around. But sisemoyeni at the time. Sisemoyeni, baba. Yo, luckily, I think we were an hour away to then the Italy. And then as soon as land and ambulance,
safely there.
Ambulance say that I've never been in a car that fast. Actually, I think by the time we go to the hospital, I-allergy bese iphelile. I don't know if bewukuthuka ukuthi le moto le ambulance ngizobulawa yiyo not the allergy.
Sure.
By the time we get there, I'm cool. I was like, it was an interesting story for me.
Did they tell
for all that effort? Yeah, I'm an ambulance, and then when you get to the hospital, I was so cool.
Did they tell you what you were allergic to?
Yeah, they told me I was allergic to iodine. That was in the prawn.
Okay.
So since that day, my prawns are not touch ever.
Okay. Okay. Is that the only seafood that you're allergic to? Or are you trying to stay away from?
No. Fish but that's about it. But it was the first time I had prawns, and then allergic. But I'm not missing out because it's not like it was my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, but if they said you're allergic to pap, this is over king.
Yeah, you can't.
Number one.
Can't live without it.
Can't live without it. Pap.
And it's so strange for me, Umdosuke Eastern Cape. Papa yondo yethu.
Yeah, no, I know.
Rice, nesonka,
Eastern Cape.
Kuyafana nje amaXhosa. I'm not too used to that thing.
Yeah, but amaXhosa was okay. There's no such, but Xhosa people that live in the northwest.
Okay.
They actually do like papa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it probably has to do with indawo khulele kuyo and what you've gotten accustomed to.
Yeah.
More than Indo or Iyo.
Yes.
Would say.
That is true. Yeah.
But from a POC, is that because you were supposed to join them as dancers?
Yes.
But could never again. You said doing some ad libs. There's something you're doing there.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in the musical side of things?
Yeah. I think it's because
the vocals.
The reason why actually we joined them as summer dancer, I think coming to think of it, it was because we joined POC and then we went on tour to perform, not to the studio. We are born in Twinja. So and besides we had not, we didn't do any music now. Yeah. Then when we started joining. But then when we started going to the studio, that's when we recorded things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never Again, such a powerful song that is important in the history of East South Africa.
Yeah.
How did that song come about?
Well, that song, I mean, POC was a hip hop act that, as much as rapping and dancing, but it was more like a social. We were fighting apartheid. The whole country was fighting apartheid.
Social activism, consciousness.
So the lyrics, obviously, they had to be like that. They had to be uplifting, conscious, fighting the system.
Yeah.
In those kinds of. So I will never again were tracks that were actually like, it's a hip hop track, but purpose corner. It's not just to make people dance, and it's actually. It's a message out there, you know what I mean? So the world can actually realize what South Africa is going through.
I'm trying to track in time, so I'm going to go with what I know. Obviously, what I know would probably not be what is the truth according to you.
Yeah.
The next time I remember seeing you personally was VaarWasJy.
Yeah.
With Iskeem. Nidibana aphi namajita? How did that group come about?
Okay, Amajimbos Skeem. Lucky, no Jacob, the two members of Skeem. Okay, Jacob passed away, but the two members
Is it Jacob Maseven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually from Rustenburg Sonke. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Okay.
So we were friends there before we even moved to Joburg. In our own different times. And as friends, we ended up staying together like Jews. But we were at the same time we were interested in music, even from back home, from Rustenburg. So when we got here, since we were staying in the same flat, obviously Amasango in a POC, maybe when we were in Mzansi, after a tour or whatever, we DJ around. We used to be DJing around the Bomayova everywhere. So the concept Yoktis for me group was always been there. It was just waiting for the right time. Hence Safoma is Skeem. And then VaarWasJy was our first track, and then
Who wrote the song?
It was all of us really. We just everybody would actually kule concept ye-vavashe, each member would, okay, bewukuphi when this and this was happening.
Okay.
So it was a collective vibe. Yeah.
But what inspired Iskeem? Because Iskeem seemed to be a bit of hip hop with a bit of soul, with a bit of Kwaito. Were there any influencers or groups that you looked up to as an influencer?
It was a simple thing. We see Thandi Trompis.
Okay.
We were Trompis fan. Yeah. When it comes to Kwaito, nobody would tell us anything in Trompis. Trompis. We want, actually even in Scheme, we wanted to be like Trompis, but in our own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were in your own way. I remember even this style same.
Yeah, but
overall blue. I think in the video the blonde hair on your part, the sunglasses, just face all clear. I think. Yes. Yeah. Well, did you have a stylist? Or you guys did everything? How did things work back in the day? I mean, go publicist and there's an entourage. Nina.
Back in the day there was no such thing as a stylist or the only thing that was the manager done. Aguna stylist, aguna, so amongst yourself you have to kind of like find a way, image wise or whatever. But there was no stylist. He's into those manje left.
Yeah. Now about Twitter, now about Spotify, now about YouTube.
Yeah.
So now from that, I think there is no place like Joburg City. That song. And I think it symbolizes your love for this city. What is it about this city that even the group that you later formed called Josie, there is no place like Gauteng City? What is it about Joburg that really inspires you to write such music about the place?
I think for me, Josie, it's a place where your dreams can come true, really. It's a place where, for me, this place has been, as much as it's been inenkinga zayo, but mostly though, depending on how you attack it or portray it, it's actually a good place to can see your dreams come true. As all of us as children, as kids, so cool, and you have this dream. I want to be a soccer star. I want to be this. Joburg actually makes that possible for you.
City of Dreams.
Yeah. So that's why I respect it.
In New York City,
Maboneng,
City of Lights. And we're actually in Maboneng right now.
We are in the heart of the city right now.
I was saying it's such a nice vibe. I haven't been here in a while. And when I got here, I'm like, yeah, there are people moving around. Kumnandi vibe. I miss this vibe. I used to stay at Durban, downtown Durban, at North Beach. And it just reminded me of that place. Does it help with creativity when it comes to writing, or are you the type of artist that would rather go uyoshala emakhaya and relax there nenkomo and have that peace of mind?
No, I'm actually not that kind. I'm not the type of peace of mind. Actually, I think I need, because I'm too peaceful.
Okay.
Whereby if I go to a place where it is too peaceful,
okay.
So I need the motivation, I need the kick in the ass, I need the just to be alive. So hence it was.
I think this is my take. I think that's a bit common with creatives and artists. When you say you're a laid back person, are you saying you'd need to be pushed a bit to do stuff where you take your time on doing what causes? I'm an artist. I'd like to think I'm a creative, and now I have that thing. I procrastinate. Hello, next week. I still have time. What I
really don't know, man. I don't know. Now I actually did ask myself, why are we like this? But it's just that I think it's the anxiety of things uba anxious before you do something, and I don't know. I actually
is it common artists people that you mingle with?
It's common, but it's different levels of it with it. I remember good Josie, man. Bongani was the worst. Bongani would get to a show and then if show say pelile because I procrastinate. So it's different levels. All of us have it, but different levels.
Is it outfits or is like, no, I still have time? What causes him to?
And I'm sure Nayagas. it's just that anxiety, that procrastination. Yeah.
So now you've worked with a lot of groups. You've worked with a lot of people. Do you think you work better as a solo artist or within a group? But even when you are in a group, you seem to take over. I remember Oda Mieste, Mavusana Nae, he's late. May his soul rest in peace. That's another thing I want us to talk about. There's a lot of people that you were close with that have passed away. But even with Oda Mieste, Zumba, that song, I mean, you were featured, but obviously you're the standout person. I remember there's also another track from that album, Oda Mieste. I can't remember what it is now, but still you stood out. Do you think when as a person as Ish, you work better as yourself, or you shine better when it's a group? How do you feel about that?
I think with the group, I do good with the group because I feel like in a section that I 100% need to take care of.
Okay.
And then in a section that needs, but I think the energy, if I it's better.
Feeding off each other.
Yeah, we feed off each other. Yeah.
I know there's a song.
I mean, even when I'm alone, I can do, but it's a bit harder because now I depend on me. Okay. But when I work with other people now, the vibe definitely we feed off each other.
What type of a creative are you? I'm the type that I used to produce music, hip hop, when I was growing up, and it was all about. I don't know if I would say I'm selfish, but a lot of people seem to think I am. Be all about me. It has to be my way or the highway. What type of an artist are you? Do you accept input yabanye abantu, or are you that stubborn? I mean, you're also a producer, right? Yeah. Or do you just say, no, guys, this is how it would work, and you try to convince them?
It really depends. Like, it depends on what kind of track I'm working with, but mostly I do welcome my opinion on what I want, as long as they support. Okay. So you get what I mean?
So they're fun. Yeah. So when did you get started with the keys and the softwares and the production side of it?
And the softwares, man. I'm a software. When was it? It was just before Josie, actually. Just before Josie project happened.